Yes, people, welcome back to the One True Red podcast. And tonight we're joined by CT and Aki. Got two gallivanters out of the country on holiday, which well-deserved holidays. But CT and Aki joining us tonight. And Aki...
Sorry, Raz, you see, I've still got my smile on my face from last.
I wasn't... Do you know what? I'm not even looking at you anymore. That's what it's come to. I'm not even going to look at you anymore. Yeah, look at this. God. Look at this. Arsenal fans turning up in droves.
Evening, lads. Evening, Gabby One.
Evening, Gabby One.
How you doing? All right,
so first things first, Aki. It's 4 straight defeats for the reigning champions, Liverpool. Arne Slot seems to have completely lost the plot. Another defeat. He says it's the worst of the 4 league defeats, and I can't disagree with him. But on the back of a Eintracht Frankfurt smashing up in the midweek, how have you managed to lose 3-2 against Brentford?
Yeah, we were pretty terrible, to be honest. And
finally admitting it. Thank you.
Well, I agree. I agree with Arne Slot, to be honest. I think in the other defeats, we at least played reasonably well, and on another day we could have won them. But against Brentford, we were terrible from the off. Defensively, kind of all over the place. And it's not looking good, really, to be honest. We're 7 points behind Arsenal, who seem to be eking out the wins. We've got some tough fixtures coming up. And I think ultimately, the team isn't really playing as a unit at the moment. So they're playing like strangers.
Why do you think that is, though?
Well, obviously, we've had new players come in. I think some of our senior players have kind of dropped off. So Mo Salah, he's not playing well at all. Gakpo, he's a bit hit and miss. All of our midfielders, apart from Zobazlai, or Dom, as I call him.
I mean, that wasn't bad, actually. That wasn't bad.
Good attempt.
Yeah, well, all of them apart from him have been below their best, to say the least. Defensively, I don't think you can say any of them have played well. Not even Van Dijk, and Alisson's been out injured. So
again,
it's a combination of a lot of different things. And if you can't keep a clean sheet, then you're always going to be up against it. So if you score 2 goals away from home, you should really be winning, especially against Brentford. You should never be conceding 3 goals against Brentford. That's a sign of you're in crisis, if you ask me.
And I am asking you, and CT, the smile hasn't dropped off your face while you're listening to us. I think our miserable state, but yeah, actually, I don't disagree with a lot of what you said there. There's a comment coming from Patience, Perseverance, and Grace. Welcome to the pod. Patience, Perseverance, and Grace. I'm going to call you PPG because it's easier. Liverpool. He's saying it's time to be calm and no need to panic. I mean, it's 5 defeats in 6 games, 4 of them in the Premier League, 4 straight ones in the Premier League. We've spent a lot of money in the summer. We are defending champions. I don't know if this isn't the time to panic. I don't really know when is. DT.
Oh God. No, it's. I feel for you guys, man, because it's. If I was in your shoes, I would definitely be panicking right now. I'll be calling for some heads to be rolled, basically. I'll be maybe manager out sort of thing. But you guys, I don't know what's happened, but I think Arne Slot, which I did mention at the beginning of the season, was to say that the pressure's on him now because it's going to be his team. He's going to be under pressure because everyone's going to be wanting to beat Liverpool, the champions. So the pressure's going to be on. But I don't think he's done his job too well. I don't think he's taken this league serious enough. With the way you're sort of going at teams now, the lack of defense is just crazy. Saying you have arguably the best defender in the league, supposedly, and the best defense at one stage, probably last season, I think it was.
Mhm.
It's not looking good, man. I don't know what the tactics are, but it just seems to be throw everyone at the ball and no one sort of track back to defend. And you seem to be just leaking goals on the counter from any team, Brentford, Palace, all the teams. So it seems very, very easy. And it seems that he needs to fix something very quickly and fundamentally now, because
Yep.
everyone's just got the same template and just doing the same thing. Sit back, counter, score,
Yeah.
or
And
even
that's
maybe a
it.
set piece. So
Yeah.
it's worrying times for
It definitely is, Cesar. I absolutely agree with that, and I thank you for feeling for us. That's very
I
very
don't
noble,
really, but
very noble of
it
you.
sounds
I mean,
nice. It sounds nice.
I was going to say you said it with a straight face, but you didn't, because you haven't stopped smiling since you came on the pod. But yeah, I mean, what you said makes sense to me. The thing for me, Aki, is that Slot has talked a lot about how teams have changed. Like, he's talking about how first half of the season we were playing a certain way and teams were more open against us. Second half they were more sitting back, and it seems like he's over focused on that, and he's so hyper focused on the fact that teams sit back against us. And in fairness to him, that is kind of true. Eintracht Frankfurt apparently spoke to the Palace manager before the game, and they changed their tactics to try and mirror what Palace did to us. So teams are sitting back against us, but the reason why they're doing that is because it's working, Aki. We can't seem to get a balance between trying to attack against low blocks, but also defending against counterattacks, and also just defending full stop. It's just all a bit of a mess.
Yeah, and I think attacking wise, we're not doing that great either. I mean, I think it looks like we're putting away maybe like 5 or 10% of our chances, which is far too low, really. Especially when you're conceding so much. I don't know. I think something does fundamentally have to change.
What is that though? What are we saying that's going to be? Because we've chopped and changed in midfield. We've dropped in players, dropped out players. What is that change? And when is it going to happen?
I think we need to be more solid in the center of the field. So that might mean in a couple of games we play a bit deeper, and kind of curb our attacking instincts. I think also Gomez deserves a game now. He's been fit for a while. He's been on the bench.
I agree with that.
You know, whether that's at fullback or defense, you know, I think something needs to change. That's for sure. But I think it should be saved for the Champions League until he gets some muscle. He's just too lightweight for the league. That he is.
Excuses. 116 million pounds you pay for this guy. You're talking about him going to the gym and doing some.
Well, to be honest, at the moment, I think that
does he even lift those, CT? That's the point.
That's what
yeah, I think that the jury's out on him anyway, as they are on a lot of our signings so far. Kirkes could do with a little bit of a rest as well.
Don't get me started on that guy.
You know, it's not looking like good summer business at the moment. You know, from winning the window, it looks like
winning the window to losing the league title, right?
Well,
and it does feel like that, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Aki? You're going to admit it now.
Yeah, I think. Well, to be honest with you, I think just because it's Arsenal, I think Arsenal have a history of bottle job. If it was Man City, I think the league's done. But because it's Arsenal, who knows? Who knows?
Comment from Gabby One. Funny thing is that I feel Liverpool are way more creative than Arsenal. We're going to come on to talk about Arsenal and how you're doing, but back to Liverpool for now. So one of the problems I found with the way we've been playing is, like you said, we need to be a bit more solid, and that's something we can take some advice from or copy a little bit from what Arsenal are doing. Is that we are not solid at all. We pressed forward far too much. Our pressing has fallen off a cliff completely from our strikers. It doesn't really happen. Saw a bit of it against Eintracht Frankfurt, but most of the games this season, I've not really seen it from our strikers. But in midfield, if you're starting away from home against a Brentford team who they're going to put like big guys in the team, away from home, you're starting with a midfield of Jones and Szoboszlai. What do you expect? Because neither of those are defensively minded, let alone defensive midfielders. So how are we gonna have a foundation to play if we can't defend against any kind of attacking against us, counter-attacking against us, all that sort of stuff? I don't know what Slot is doing, to be honest, CT. I think he's lost the plot. But like you said, before we came, we had a little chat before we came on. How long does he get? Do we start calling for his head or?
Look, man, I think as we were saying probably like before the pod started, he gets the grace this season, as long as it doesn't go into sort of mid-table sort of placement for you guys. But I think he gets some grace. I think because you've won the league, it's a massive it's a massive feat. It's a massive thing to do. But I do think he needs to try and just gain a bit more control, because your game is just. It's like a basketball match when I watch you guys play. Like, you get loads of chances and you bomb forward and stuff like that. But defensively, it looks like anyone can grab a goal. It's like anyone can. So that you've lost that control factor. Whereas we watch Arsenal and it's all about control, which is, you said we're going to come on to that, but we're probably the opposite, but it's working because of set pieces or whatever that is. But I think he needs to gain a bit more control and probably respect teams a bit more as well. Because you've got your attacking prowess already. So teams are already scared of you anyway. So putting on loads of all these attackers or having this attacking approach that you sort of take into games, you don't really put the handbrake on a little bit. Just feed out the game a little bit, control it. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to grab a goal in the first 10 minutes. That's when you're conceding goals, it looks like. So I don't know, man. But I'm happy anyway.
You're still smiling. You don't know, you don't care. Still smiling. A comment coming from Patience, Perseverance, and Grace. There's still time, a lot of games to go. Slot must show that he has not lost the plot by getting these players to defend better as a team. And Aki, we've kind of touched on it there. Midfield is probably one of the places where he can do that. We missed Gavin Birch at the weekend. Hopefully he's back for the game against Villa this coming weekend. But part of the problem seems to be we start with one team. The team plays poorly, concedes early or first. I think it's 6 games in a row where we've conceded the first goal. We concede. The team plays poorly first half. Second half, it gives it 10 minutes. And then we make a load of changes, 3-4 players, most of them attacking. And then it just turns into a basketball game. And it's the control is just not there, Aki.
It's not, but at the same time, I don't know if we have the players for that. And also sometimes when we play this kind of control football at the moment, we get countered quite easy, especially in the opposing third. So I don't really know what the solution is with the current players. So he may be forced to kind of even go to a more extreme version of what we have now, which is basically throw caution to the wind, because I think we're going to be conceding goals whatever happens. I think in hindsight, we should have probably bought some defensive-minded players. I think every single player we bought this summer was offensive-minded. Even if you think about the fullbacks, we didn't buy one single defensive-minded player. We've needed, a decent holding midfielder for at least 2 or 3 seasons now. We went for Levia when he went to Chelsea. Went for Casido, went to Chelsea. We ended up with Wataru. He's like 32 now, 33. He looks whack whenever he comes on. But he's really our only defensive-minded midfielder, and I think we're suffering for it.
And Slot doesn't rate him.
And I don't rate him either, to be honest with you. He should have been sold.
Yeah, and I'm sure he will be. There's talk of us looking at certain players in midfield to play that holding position to make us a bit more of a passing. I'll change what I'm saying there. Having someone who plays the pivot role to be more of a passing player rather than a player that can carry the ball, which is what Gravenberch tends to be. Gavin once got a comment here about feels like your senior players don't want to play for Slot. I'm not sure about that. They played for him last year, so I'm not sure that's the issue.
Yeah, I don't
I'm not sure that's the issue, but I think part of the problem, like you said, Aki, is the players that we bought. The fullbacks, Bradley doesn't look up to it at all, defensively or offensively. Kirkes, it's early days. He's a young player, but when we had this chat last year about who's the best players of the first half of the season, and I picked Kirkes, and I said at the time, good going forward, but defensively, I think I don't know whether he can defend. And having seen him up close, I'm fairly confident that my initial assessment is correct. 1v1, he can be okay, but he's just too rash. He's out of position quite a lot. So defensively, the fullbacks are not helping, but also our midfield isn't helping. McAllister's been off form, in and out of the team. Gravenberch's now injured, so I don't know what changes really, but Stott needs to find a solution. I don't know what that solution is. We got Aston Villa at home at the weekend, which we'll come on to give our predictions on. And they've just won today against Man City. So
I was going to say, I had you down as beating them, but I don't know now.
Exactly.
Is it a lack of balance as well? Because as Aki was saying, you've defensive-minded players you haven't got. So where does that? If you get an injury to one, or like as you have Gravenberch, who comes in and does that role? You haven't got any cover. I think you guys have failed to prepare for the start of the season, which was Arsenal's thing last season, where if we had injuries to sort of mainstay players, we were in a lot of trouble. But I think now we've got good cover. So I don't know if the balance is there for you guys at all. How does he go about fixing that? Because will you be going into the transfer window again in January? Probably not.
There's talk we're looking at.
Where's the money
looking at Semenya. Let's talk about Semenya in January. Which
so what's he gonna do then? Again,
it's gonna play left fullback, right fullback, and centre midfield all at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, CT. I'm at a loss as to how this gets fixed, because there's so many fires to put out in this team. There's so many of them. And whilst we're on the subject of signings, the goalkeeper, I'm not sure about him either. Everything seems to go through him. He makes the odd spectacular one for the camera save, but there's some of the shots that he's had against him that I think he should be doing better at. And yeah, we're in trouble. But
yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's Alisson, but I think he's a decent number two. But he's definitely not number two.
But the guy is supposed to be taken over from Alisson in the not too distant future, and that's a worry for me.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. Well, anyway, a team that isn't worrying about all these sorts of problems and firefighting is the Arsenal. Another 1-0 victory, another clean sheet, another goal from a set piece. CT clear at the top, 4 points. Life is good.
Life is good, man. I can't complain. But you know what? It's not as great as it seems. I know that's gonna be mad to say, because we're top of the table after we're, I don't know, 5 points clear or something like that. I don't know, but we're top of the table anyway. I love being there. But I was at a game today, and I think, to the opposite to you guys, we lack a bit of that attacking prowess. We lack that killer instinct and creativity that you guys have, but we're getting away with it in terms of being solid, keeping our shape, and set pieces. Like, I'm not going to deny it. We're a set piece team, and we are scoring from them, and we're doing it exceptionally well. But I would like to see a bit more creativity in terms of the players or the squad that we have, and the sort of backup that we have as well, that are coming on to play for those mainstay players. There's a lack of creativity, and I think Arteta has the handbrakes on, and I would like to see him just release that handbrake and get off the obsession of controlling everything, controlling the game, controlling where all these players got to be. Let them play. You've got creative players. You've got Eze on the field. You've got Saka on the field. You just want to be free. Trossard I don't rate, but he's a very creative player. So I don't know how long this can keep up for in terms of just creating no goals, no chances, but scoring from set pieces. I don't know how long that can go on for, but we're riding this wave, as they would say. But I feel we need to mix it up a little bit because I think we're going to get found out soon in terms of everyone's on this set piece thing now. When they get to know the way that we do, I know we change up each week, but when they start defending these set pieces, what are we going to do then? So I think we are in danger of being found out in terms of not being that great in open play. So I would like to see a bit more attacking prowess, not as much as you guys, because then defensively will be shocking. But I'd like to see some sort of attacking play and some flair as well. We want to see something at the Emirates.
Yeah, I've just been looking at your starting lineup today, just to see who he started, and then I looked at your bench and there's left backs galore.
2K. We had 3 left backs on at one stage. Actually, I think
it is crazy. I mean, you can't knock it because it's working, but like you say, there's a question mark over whether or not it's going to continue to work long term. You've got some favourable fixtures coming up, to be fair. But we've got some comments coming in. Femster saying no handbrakes on. Teams are just stacking the areas we can play football in.
See, I would agree with that, Femster, if we didn't play the way we're playing at such slow tempo, side to side control, making sure we're not endangering the team grabbing that ball and then counter attacking us. I would agree with that, but I think the handbrakes are on. I think there were some stages in that game where we broke the lines and Eze grabbed the ball and he wanted to be creative with it. He was looking around and it was everyone still in their positions. No one's making these creative runs we used to, these sort of 1-2 situations that we always used to have sort of maybe 2-3 seasons ago. So I do think handbrakes are on it. Well, not handbrakes, the brakes on a bit. Because I think we can, if we wanted to, we could have actually opened up Palace quite easily. But I think he's so defensive minded and control. He's got this control mentality that I just can't see us actually going for it and smashing up a team. I just can't see it. So I do think some sort of obsession with shape and defensiveness. So yeah, I'll disagree with that comment.
Well, somebody who agrees with you is Gabby One. Totally agrees with CT. Femster says we don't have a lot of forward options right now due to injury. Noni, Havertz, Odegaard, Jesus, all injured. Yeah, I guess there's some truth in that as well. But yeah, I mean,
the ones we do have should be allowed to be a bit more creative because we know Saka on these days is sort of unplayable. We know what Eze can do. We know what Trossard is very creative as well, creative minded, and we know that Victor Gyökeres likes to work the channels and stuff like that. We're not seeing that. We're not seeing that at the moment, but it's working. It's working. But I don't have the confidence to say if we get found out that Arteta is going to change it. So until that happens, then I can actually say, okay, I was right or I was wrong. But I would like to see some more flair about the way we play.
You're being greedy, CT, and PPG is telling you so. Yeah. Fans are spoiled. It's all about the 3 points.
Yeah. I can have a bit of criticism, can't I? Because we're top of the league, so it can't all be, you know what I mean, flowers and balloons and stuff. So, you know.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And Aki, Arsenal top of the league, they're clear at the top. You said earlier because it's Arsenal, you think they're gonna flop at some point, but they are leading the way. They are the most consistent team at the moment. They don't concede chances because of the control that CT's been talking about, which means that it's very difficult to score against them, which also means that it's very difficult to lose matches if the team you're facing isn't going to score against you, unlike Liverpool. So they're doing well at the moment. Is it going to last?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch today's game, to be honest with you. Arsenal aren't a great watch. They're very defensive. But they could potentially do what we did last season. If they can go on a winning run, they can put a massive gap between them and their competition. And I think they're going to need to do that because mentally, there's a lot of question marks against Arsenal. You know, if they're 5 points ahead and they've got Liverpool or a City breathing down their neck, do they have the will? Do they have that, like, you know, the mentality to kind of hold that through? I question that. And I think history also, you know, history shows that they haven't been able to do it. If they have a 10 or 12 point gap like what we did last season, then that kind of takes the pressure off quite a lot. So I think Arsenal needs to continue winning, continue building that gap to stand a chance. But they do look good at the moment. You know, not playing well, winning 1-0. It's not a good sign.
It's hurting to say that.
It's not a good sign for a hater, but you know, it's not a good sign for a hater. But fair play to them.
Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like he can only damn you with faint praise. If he says something good, he has to say something bad. It's not all positive. But CT, I think I'm not sure I totally agree with everything Aki was saying there, but one of the things I would say is if it does get down to the crunch end of the season, and there's games that you must win, with the way you're playing now, are you confident that your team will be able to do that? Given that they're currently not creating a lot of chances, so would you be able to get those games and those 3 points when the pressure's really on? This is
going to be down for me. Tactics, mentality wise, I think we've got the players, we've got the experience, and that's just going to build confidence, and it's going to prepare us for those times where we've been in trouble. So we've had 3 seasons of this now. So I think to play with a certain crop of players as well. So they're going to have that mentality to know what they need to do basically to win a game. So I'm not worried about the mentality as much as I am tactically. Arteta is a very stubborn manager when it comes to changing things. He's usually forced into changing things because of maybe injury or the way things are going anyway. But he has to kind of change that mentality, which is there for us to see, and he may do it. We never know. But I'm not worried about player mentality because we've got major players in there, major stay players. We've got Gabriel, we've got Declan Rice, we've got winners. You know what I mean? We've got winners we've got Eze as well now. So I'm not worried about mentality wise, but I think this is all about pressure on Arteta and how he puts that into his players in terms of what they need to do. Because mentality wise, we're good. Tactically wise, it's there for us to see. But we're winning at the moment, and that creates confidence, doesn't it? So who knows?
Just looking at Femster's comment there, it says it's a big week, and he's named City, Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool, Villa. So it's a big week for Arsenal. I'd be interested, CT. Who do you think is the challenger now? Because obviously City lost today. You guys won. We're in a mess. Chelsea lost at the weekend at home as well. Spurs picking up another away win. So who do you see out of those ones are challengers?
Let's be honest, I'm never going to say Spurs. I don't care if they were second behind because they're rubbish. I don't care if they were second with a point behind us, with a game in hand, whatever. It's never going to be Spurs. But I think I'm never going to write you guys off. You're champions. So I think you guys are still in the running. You just need to get a running form together. And City will always be there. It would be good to see one of the other teams like Bournemouth. I think Sunderland up there as well. If they can maintain that, they could be sort of that replacement for Forest or whatever. It'd be good to see. But I think it's still the main major players that are still we need to worry about: City, Chelsea, and yourselves. But all the others, not really worried about them at all.
Okay, so PPG's back. Stop it. Name a player that's won a major title in their careers that's in your current squad, CT.
I didn't say major. I said winners. I said Declan Rice. He's won a trophy, hasn't he?
No.
With West Ham. Conference League. I'm just saying winners. I'm just saying winners. I'm not saying what they've won. I'm not saying what they've they've won major achievements, but they've actually been in teams that have won trophies. So they bring an added confidence and added experience into our team. I'm not trying to say we've won the players that have won the league or whatever, but they've been in teams that have won things. So they know what to expect. They know the pressures. They know they have the experience. They're gaining confidence. So yeah, it's not about winning titles. And Hincapié as well. So what are we doing here?
Eze as well. It's won the FA
Yeah,
Cup.
there you go. See, Eze, Declan,
There's a few.
But
But CT, you said earlier about how Arsenal might get found out because currently you're relying on set pieces.
Yeah,
and it's something that I said earlier on our group chat, and also before the pod started. Is do we think that teams are like Arsenal? I think Arsenal set the tone with the last 2 seasons of just being incredible. I don't like praising Arsenal at all. But you have to give props where it's due, and they are incredibly good at set pieces.
Yeah.
But it looks like the rest of the league seems to be following suit because everyone seems to be at it now. And I don't know about you, but personally, I don't like the way the league seems to be focusing too much on it. In our game yesterday, every single throw in, nearly every single one, the ball got out of play. The opposition players were going set up in their spots. The player would go and fetch his towel. It was like going back to the Stoke days with whatever his name was, Rory Delap, was it?
Yeah, Rory Delap. Yeah.
And everyone is doing it, and he did it nearly every single throw-in in the first half. Scored from the second throw-in as well. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then apparently second half he took a few short ones, and then his manager told him no, long throws. And it's like it's just throwing the game. It's just not very enjoyable to watch. I don't know about you, but for me, it's a bit too much.
I get why you're even more annoyed by it because of the way you're conceding these goals. So I get it from a Liverpool fan, a Liverpool standpoint, but I also get it from a fan of football as well. It's not a great listen. We're up there because of it. We're one of the best set piece sort of taking teams there is to watch, and credit due to the way our coach sets us up and stuff like that. I mean, you can't take that away, but I think it's not as enjoyable as maybe some of the football back in the day where it's more open, or the football's based on open play. But as I think Fems is saying now, there's a lot of emphasis on low block as well. So trying to gain... go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, just picking up on Fems's point, but isn't that Arsenal guilty of that? Isn't that part of how you control games, is by doing the low block and the mid block to stop people creating chances?
Yeah, but we're always up against the low block as well in terms of trying to sort of open play up and try and get chances. So it works both ways. So there's always going to be innovation. There's always going to be, this is the way that we can beat this low block, or this is the way that we can actually put pressure on teams without conceding goals or whatever. So you kind of look at it as it's kind of a different way of dealing with it, but we know how these things don't last. So there will be sort of down the line ways that teams will be able to cope with the set pieces, and we'll have to change it up again. But this is the season of set pieces, man, and it's working for most teams, not just Arsenal as well. But I know we're the ones who started this thing, so we're always going to be like, oh, you can only score from set pieces. But a lot of teams are doing it. Tottenham just did it just a few hours ago in terms of scoring 2 goals from set pieces. So all this weekend there were set piece goals. So it's not just Arsenal; the whole league's doing it. It's just the way that things are going. So,
but I think for Arsenal, it's like you guys play for set pieces. For other teams, it's like
Brentford certainly did.
Brentford, but Brentford employed the set piece coach as their manager. So what do you expect? I think for other teams like Spurs, as an example, I don't think they've scored that many goals from set pieces. It was just fortunate today that they scored 2. Arsenal also do a lot of fouling from set pieces. They do.
Don't do that.
In terms of all the pushing and shoving for the goalkeeper, personally, I think the referees need to clamp down on that kind of stuff.
Get out of there.
I think referees have been quite lenient with Arsenal at their corner routine, and that's the reason why they can't get away with it in Europe. In Europe, the referees blow up for fouls most of the time because that's what they are.
We scored a set piece goal the other day in the Champions League. What are we doing?
Yeah,
we don't. And if you watch us the way we set up from set pieces, our players are not even near the actual opposition players. They actually start from way over from the far side and actually run into
everyone. Then they're going to run into everyone.
No, we're actually getting fouled, but it's just that they can't.
No way. Yeah, you have one or two. That's
what it is.
You have one or two players on the goalkeeper.
No, we don't. No,
you do.
Watch our set piece. Watch our set piece goals recently. There is the guy who was guilty of that was Ben White. Ben White doesn't even play anymore. Like, you know what I mean? He can't get in. He can't get in the side because of how good Timber's been. So this narrative that you're trying to push that we foul players in the box and stuff, watch our goals. We don't. We actually
do, and I have.
No, we get fouled a lot. We get fouled.
No, you don't.
Okay. What like Van Dijk? The other what's it? Elbow in? Who was it?
I can't remember.
Who was it? The Brentford striker elbowed him in the head and got nothing for it. You guys are guilty of that as well. And you always get away with it.
Like today, actually,
elbow, not elbow to head. Go on.
Yeah.
Well, today he gave away a penalty that wasn't even a penalty. It was so obvious it's outside the box. So VAR is another issue for us this season.
VAR, you guys were relying on VAR last season, when all of you were against it now, are we?
No, all we asked for is for them to get the right decisions. And last season they got a lot of right decisions. This season they're getting a lot of wrong decisions.
And I just feel like you guys are in this losing sort of streak, and you're looking at excuses there. That's me personally. I think you're looking at excuses.
Not me.
I don't think we played well, but that doesn't really matter. What I'm saying, like, is that wasn't a penalty. So I don't know, and it was a penalty against Gakpo. So those decisions, had they been called correctly, give us a different result.
Yeah, the referee
probably Aki, and the non-penalty for us was directly before they scored their second goal. So it might have been a completely different match. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't be conceding 3 goals to Brentford and nearly losing by 4 goals because they had other chances as well. So, yeah, we can do that all day, but we weren't good enough and we got beat. So that's the bottom line. Going back to the set piece thing, Fems is saying here, Atletico Madrid took long throws against us the other day. Must be a thing in football.
Yeah, it is.
The stats are saying that is the case. I don't know what. It's like everyone got some sort of memo in the summer to say, yep, 24, the 25-26 season is a set piece year. I don't know what's going on there. PPG says it would never be great watch, but set piece is normally earned by fouls, so every team has to be looking for ways to capitalize and everything. I don't disagree, but what my issue with it is not the fact that people are good at it or whatever. It feels like some teams are focusing on that. Brentford being one of them. I think it was Burnley, another team he played early in the season, where it was a case of, and Arsenal have been doing it in certain games where they're looking to get a corner because they know they're going to get.
How do we look to... Okay, no.
They'll be out wide. And their focus is on trying to get a corner off a player. Sorry?
How do we look to get a corner? What is that's nonsense?
Get set pieces, get corners, get throw. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing.
Nah, that's nonsense. We don't play for corners, mate.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
We don't play for corners. What team doesn't play for? If you're in a position where you're in the corner flag area or that byline, why would you not try and get a corner?
You could try and score.
What are we doing here?
You could try and score a goal. How about that?
Oh wait, this is. I knew this at some stage. This would happen. This pod was going way too nice for you.
Well, we can't be nice, man.
In a row for you, Liverpool fans, and now it's come to head where you're trying to say we play for corners. What are we doing?
You play for corners. Miles Lewis Skelly plays for free kicks. It's just the truth of the matter.
And Mo Salah doesn't play anymore, apparently.
Mo Salah doesn't get free kicks. Let's not do that.
He doesn't play anymore.
He doesn't get free kicks. So let's not do that. All right, then. So let's move on. So Liverpool are languishing somewhere. I don't even know where. Fifth, I think. Sixth, seventh. I don't know. But they're 7 points behind.
Seventh.
Seventh
Yeah,
and 7 points behind
behind
Arsenal
Manchester United
and Tottenham
No, no way.
and Sunderland and Bournemouth and more. Yeah, thanks for that, CT.
No problem.
Things are not looking like they're going to get much better because we've got Aston Villa next weekend. Aki, they've just won today. Decent enough performance. City had a chance they probably should have equalised, but decent enough performance from Villa. How do you see this game going? I'm not confident myself. There are certain things that Villa are good at, even though they've not had the greatest of season, and one of them is counter-attacking at times. So, how do you see this game going against Villa next week?
Yeah, I mean, I think today's result was a bit of a shock result for most people. They haven't really been playing that well, so we can't be losing this game. Really, I think we have to, and I think historically we've always done well against Villa at home. So, it depends on who's injured and whatnot, but we should really be winning that game. If we don't, then the season's a write-off, really, at that point.
Neil, I wouldn't disagree from a Premier League point of view. Just in a general point of view, really, if you can't defend, you're not going to win the Champions League either. So I don't know what's happening there. But let's do a prediction. CT Gabby one is saying he thinks that Liverpool are going to lose 2-1. Oh no, 2-1 Liverpool. Yeah, is that what you're saying, Gabby one?
Yeah.
Aki, sorry, I said CT, but let's start with Aki. Aki, who do you think is going to win the match, and what do you think the score is going to be? Today, Aki?
Yeah, I think maybe 3-1 Liverpool, I reckon.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
fair enough. 3-1
You just
Liverpool.
saying numbers there. What are you going by, Aki? There? How are you getting into?
Well, Villa are not very good.
They beat Man City today.
Huh?
They beat Man City. So what are we doing?
Yeah, but I didn't watch the game, but I'm pretty certain they would have been lucky or City not playing well. So
A stubborn guy, man.
no, I don't think Villa are that great, to be honest with you. And if we lose that game, then we can kiss goodbye to any chance we have of winning the title. So, and I think the players are going to know that. So they're going to have to go, and it's at Anfield. So let's not forget, during this losing run,
we did just lose to Man United at Anfield, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, but that's one game. I think the other 4 games that we've lost, or 5 games that we've lost, have all been away from home. Yeah. So we've had a tough run of fixtures, with a lot of those fixtures being away from home.
No, so Palace away. Was it Palace away and Brentford away?
We had Palace away, Chelsea.
Palace away is a difficult game for you guys now.
It is, yeah.
For us, it's no. Actually, that's not true. We normally
it's not true. You beat Palace.
We normally beat them at Palace.
No, but they beat us in the Community Shield, and I'm pretty certain they beat us or drew with us towards the end of last season.
Yeah, they did. But anyway, 3-1. You're saying 3-1 to Liverpool.
Yeah.
So they're gonna turn their form around next weekend and get a 3-1 victory against a team that's just beaten Man City. Okay, that's fine. That's your prediction. My prediction. No, actually, CT, you go first, and then I'll say my prediction. I know where you're going.
Yeah, you know what?
Whether it's 2 or 3.
Yeah, I messed up last week by actually trying to give you guys some sort of credit, but I'm not going to this time. I think it's going to be 2-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't predict my team to lose. I don't think. I would hope that they'd win, but realistically, I think it's going to take us some time to get out of this funk. And as Slot said, the defeat yesterday was the worst of the 4, so that's not filling me with confidence as for the result next week. So I'm going to go with a draw, and I will say it will be a 2-2 draw. We'll probably take the lead and then concede a stupid goal. So 2-1, we're winning, and then concede a silly goal. But I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. So Yeah, that's where we are with the Liverpool and Villa game. But Burnley are also taking on Arsenal. I think that's on Saturday. Is it CT?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
Who's at home in that game?
Burnley.
Let me just check. Burnley at home. Burnley at
Burnley.
home.
Yeah.
I'm just checking where they are on the table.
They're
They're
not
won
above you,
today.
right? They're above you.
Yeah, they are fifth from bottom, so not doing that great. But CT, easy victory for Arsenal.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, 2-0. I'm gonna go 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. Okay, and Aki.
1-0 Arsenal.
1-0. I'm going to go for 2-0 as well. 2-0 to Arsenal. Straightforward victory, and they continue to get the results at the top of the table. And Gabon's saying 2-0 Arsenal as well.
Yeah.
PPG saying Burnley have a good record at home, but Arsenal should win. Tight game. Huh? Say that again. PPG should win, but it's 1-1.
We don't concede goals anymore as well, so yeah.
Yeah, Arsenal don't concede anymore. Okay. It's been a shorter pod today. We've been missing a couple of our guys who should be back next week. Thank you for everyone who joined the pod today. Thank you, CT. Thank you, Aki. And thank you to the viewers. Please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. PPG, welcome to the pod. Hopefully see you again next week. Before we end, Aki, we're just going to look back over our predictions table. And for those who are not familiar with this, each week we do our predictions on who's going to win and the score of the game. And us as predictors get points. And we've got a league table amongst the podcasters here. I think I was second bottom of that table as of last week. But Aki, let us know where we are as of this week.
Yeah, Craig, who did you what did you predict for Liverpool Villa again?
I said 2-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. After last week's, Uche's bottom with 9 points.
You've been waiting all week to say that. You're lucky he's not on the pod, mate. You're lucky he's not on the pod.
he can screw he can screw in private. Anyway, I'm second from bottom on 12 points. Well, you're third from bottom with 14.
Get in.
Mikey's second with 17, and I don't know how you've managed it, but Craig is top with 22 points, which goes to show it's all luck. It's all luck at the end of the day.
It's all set pieces, mate. All set pieces.
The reason why CT, this is the thing, because I don't hate anyone, right? I'm a nice guy, unlike CT, who hates Liverpool, right? So the only reason why CT's top is because he's hating on us and he's predicting us to lose, and it happens to be in the period where we started losing games. So that's the reason why he's top people. But
no, I've analysed the games and the way you lot have been playing, and it's just rightly so that you're going to lose. So
okay,
is what it is.
PPG, as I say, welcome to the pod, and hopefully see you again next week. Do remember to like and subscribe. But PPG says, good show, keep up your heads up, Liverpool fans. And that's absolutely right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Liverpool fans, for sticking with us. We do need to keep calm. We do need to stay strong. Hopefully, things will turn around. And we'll see you next week, hopefully, after we have turned things around against Villa and Arsenal lost at home away to Burnley.
You wish.
See you guys next week.